Hi, and welcome back to another edition of this series on kids' mental health amid COVID-19. I'm Justine McNulty, one of the social workers at the Arm Prior District Family Health Team, and I wanted to thank you for tuning in again. If this is your first time tuning in, that's fine. These videos can be watched in any order, and I want to encourage you too to keep checking our Facebook page as we're going to be posting a number of different resources that you can access as a parent so that you can help yourself and help your little ones at this difficult time. So just to give you a quick review of what we've already discussed. So in the first video, I talked about ways that you can engage your little ones in discussions around COVID-19 and engage them in a way that is age appropriate, as well as I talked to you about questions that they may be having right now so you can start those discussions in a non-threatening way. So as part of that discussion, I introduced the 4 C's. So it's quite common that kids might be experiencing a lot of grief right now. And in a workshop I did a few years ago, I learned about these 4 C's. These are questions that kids often wonder in response to a loss or a big change. And those 4 C's are, can I catch this? What caused this? Is there a cure for this? And who will take care of me? In the second video, I talked about the brain model and how you can use this to help your little ones de-escalate from a heightened emotional response. So it's quite normal for little kids, especially right now, to have these big emotional reactions to events and situations that may seem to us very trivial. And that's because that prefrontal cortex, that front part of their brain, which we refer to as the lid, can unhinge quite rapidly with little ones because it's not actually fully developed until they're 25. So when that happens, it exposes the limbic system, the emotion center of your brain, or you can call it the reptile or lizard brain for your little ones, that connects to the fight, flight, or freeze response in our brainstem, which causes us and the kids to react with emotional intensity because they are responding as if there's a threat to them physically and emotionally. So I talked about strategies to get them to bring their lid back on. So you can tune into that video as well if you're interested in reorienting yourself to those strategies, or if you haven't watched it, you can watch it for the first time. So today I wanted to talk to you about some things that can be helpful to get your kids to manage their stress right now. So as you can imagine, just like us, our little ones are experiencing a heightened level of stress because of all the changes going on, because they might be worried or anxious about the virus and this pandemic. And they're just noticing a lot of changes in themselves, changes in the world, changes in their families and their family dynamics right now. So first I wanted to talk to you about our human stress response cycle. So we have 2 stress responses that pump through our nervous system that help us prepare for a threat and help us de-escalate once the threat is gone. So the first level of this system is the parasympathetic nervous system response. And that's the one that calms the nervous system down once the threat to our safety is gone. The other one is the sympathetic nervous system response, and that's the one that activates us when there is something that could be threatening to us so that we can respond appropriately. So even if we don't intervene with something that can be relaxing, soothing, calming, the parasympathetic nervous system is going to kick in at some point because we can't act at this level of heightened nervous system response that the sympathetic nervous system engages in us for a prolonged period of time. But I'm going to teach you a strategy today that can help your little ones and help you if you want to do it with them kick in that parasympathetic nervous system response a little sooner so that the cortisol chemical, which is that stress response chemical that can be pumping through your body, doesn't last as long as it has to. So, when I was a student, I did a placement at the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, and I took a course called Mind Masters. And in that, I learned some basic relaxation exercises that are appropriate for little kids. So, this one is called Basic Spaghetti Toes, and I've used it with my kids, and they have found it helpful. I have found it helpful for them. It's fun, it's entertaining, as well as effective. So for adults, we call this strategy progressive muscle relaxation. But for little kids, you can call it spaghetti toes. How this works is you get them to understand the physical response that stress has on our body by comparing our bodies to stiff spaghetti and cooked spaghetti. So you can introduce it by telling them, you can even take a piece of uncooked spaghetti, show them, and say, this is what your body feels like when it's under stress. You get all stiff, your muscles get strong and tense, and then when you're relaxed, it's like you're that cooked spaghetti noodle that is loose and wiggly and relaxed, like cooked spaghetti on a plate. So I'm going to attach a link later on to Facebook that will lead you to a video that guides you through the basic spaghetti toes exercise. But for now, I just wanted to introduce you to the concept. So this can be a really helpful strategy to do at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day to help them relax and have a good night's sleep, or whenever you're noticing they're stressed out. You don't want to use this strategy for the first time when they're really stressed out or you notice that they're anxious, nervous, or scared, as in those times of stress, it's common that their lid is flipped. So they're not going to be able to think and reason as clearly as you would want them to learn this new skill. So you can find a time when they're calm, relaxed, in a relatively good mood to teach them this skill. And then you can use it later on if they are under stress as well. So that's basic spaghetti toes, and that's a good helpful strategy that you can use with your little ones to keep them relaxed at this difficult time. Something else I wanted to mention that can be helpful is creating a relaxation kit with them. And you can get them engaged in this in fun ways as an activity as well. So basically, what you want to do is have a kit that engages all five of their senses. So their sense of sight, their sense of sound, so hearing, their sense of touch, feeling, their sense of smell, and their sense of taste. So for this, you want to get them to pick things that they can put in a kit, so you can have it in a basket that they can keep in their room, or you can create a backpack, whatever makes sense for you and your family. So have them go around the house and collect things that they find comforting or soothing that hits all of those sensory modalities that they can refer to when they are stressed. You can take out their relaxation kit, help them use the different tools, and by using those five senses, it helps calm their nervous system down, brings their frontal lobe back on in a way that is really tangible and effective for little kids. So thank you again for tuning in. And again, check back on Facebook regularly on our page, the Arm District Family Health Team's Facebook page, as I'm going to be posting more helpful resources for parents to help their kids manage their mental health.